Hello and welcome to the Football Parliament podcast, your one stop destination for all your football debates, opinions, and discussions. In 1 week's time, we'll begin the Premier European competition for international matches after 5 whole years. However, it is rather unfortunate that even in the top level of European football, some of the biggest names will be missing. The reasons for the same can be failure to qualify for the tournament, injuries, or failure to make it into their respective national squads. Thus, for today's podcast, me along with Chirag will be making a compilation 11 of players who will not be going to Euro 2020. Before starting the video, I would like to ask my viewers if you all could subscribe to our channel since a lot of you who are viewing aren't subscribed yet. So please subscribe to the Football Parliament podcast. Let's get started with the goalkeeper. Chirag, who do you think the goalkeeper should be?
Definitely, if we are picking any best 11 in the world, if you ask me personally, I would definitely name one keeper only, and that's Jan Oblak. And it is so painful to count him here in a tournament where he is not going to play. World's best goalkeeper for the past 2 to 3 years, rather past 5 years, and not able to play in a prime tournament like the Euros. It is very hard to see.
Yeah, the reason why Oblak will be missing is because his nation, Slovenia, failed to qualify for Euro 2020. Also, it's a bit funny that you could say two of the best top five keepers in the world both won't be playing at the Euros, which are Jan Oblak and Marc-Andre ter Stegen of Germany, respectively. So, yes, Oblak, a good, you could say, an unfortunate way to start the list. Let's move to the right back. The right back position, I think this pick goes to who you could say a year back was nailed on the best right back in the world, fell off a little. And this reason is injury. It comes in the name of Trent Alexander Arnold, who actually made it to the 26-man England squad, but due to an injury he picked up in a friendly game, he will not feature in the Euros. Very unfortunate. Really wanted to see Trent, but injury has restricted him to, you know. Right then, we move to the centre back positions. Chirag, your pick for centre back.
See, both the centre backs, I'll name them together, and there's something very unique about these players. It is obviously Virgil van Dijk and Sergio Ramos. And something unique I'm saying is, if you would have asked anyone a year before who is the best centre back pairing according to you in the whole world, that definitely was this pair, which was Virgil van Dijk and Sergio Ramos. Obviously, Sergio Ramos and Van Dijk have both different reasons to be opted out of their national squads. First of all, Virgil van Dijk is still recovering from the horrific injury that he took months back, and Sergio Ramos has not played enough game this year that Enrique did not like him to go into the Euros. So definitely both of them are missing this year, but definitely these two are one of the best players when you talk about the centre
Yeah.
back positions in the world football.
Rather, you said that there are different reasons. I find some similarity in both of the reasons. If you see, both of them are firstly great defenders, but then this season they haven't played due to injury. They haven't played a lot. Van Dijk did have an option of playing at the Euros, but he chose to join, the preseason, formalities for Liverpool instead, focusing on his fitness. I think the same with Ramos. Uh, he hasn't played enough, so yeah, it is injury which has caused probably the best two defenders in world football to miss the Euros. Nevertheless, we move to the left back. I think for the left back, one nation that is extremely stacked in this position is the current world champions, France, who have left out some really good left back names, especially the two which come on top are Furlan Mendy and the one that
Theo
I'm
Hernandez.
actually picking, which is Theo Hernandez. Yes, he is. I think he's been very good for uh, AC Milan this season. One of the key reasons why Milan did finish third or fourth in Serie A. I don't see Serie A a lot, but I've heard his praises a lot. And as much as I've seen AC Milan, Hernandez has been one of the best left backs in the whole of Serie A, actually. But he has been dropped in favor of Luca Dean and Theo Hernandez. Is it? Oh, sorry, Luca Hernandez. It is. Yeah. So yes, Theo Hernandez makes the pool at left back. Moving on to centre midfield, Chirag, who's the player?
center midfield, obviously, if you talk about players, it is definitely stacked up. There are a number of players who deserve to be on the plane to Euros, but definitely many of them are missing out. First of all, I'll put in a name that is Camavinga. See, he technically did not miss out on Euros because he did play the Euros for under 21s. So did
Yeah.
his teammate Alpar. But according to me, when you are going in such a big competition, you need your best players, and it is not even France's fault that he is not on the team. Obviously, he's a very young, prolific player who's very highly linked to Real Madrid, and definitely in an year or two, he might be playing for one of the best football clubs in the world. Definitely, he is missing out in the grandest stage of them all is something worrying for me.
I think Camavinga shouldn't worry a lot because he's got a big career ahead of him. And if you look at the competition that France does have in this particular position, I doubt if he would have received a lot of minutes at this age because, center midfield or defensive midfield is a position that requires a lot of maturity on the biggest stage in the biggest games. I don't think he can be trusted just as yet. Definitely will be there for the next Euros, something that I can assure. Moving to the next center midfielder, Chirag, who is it?
I'll go with Saul. That guy, see, when we talk about good midfield players, the club legends category, when we start putting in names, the players who are currently playing and would be club legends, definitely Saul is a name that comes in everyone's mind. Saul Niguez has been brilliant for Atletico Madrid. They are the current champions of Spain, beating the two big
Yeah.
giants. Definitely, Saul deserved a spot over not anyone, but still, he deserved a spot this year, according to me.
Yeah, when the Spain squad was announced, the major spotlight went to the fact that there were no Real Madrid players. But one inclusion that wasn't spoken about enough was, sorry, one exclusion that wasn't spoken about enough was of Saul Niguez. Nevertheless, we move to the next part of midfield. I've actually got a few options over here. I could go for Martin Odegaard, whose nation Norway has failed to qualify. Uh, Ideally, I could also go for Isco, who's failed to make it into the squad. But I don't think that Isco is currently the player that he once was. I could go for Jose Mawar, who failed to make it to the French squad. In the end, Chirag, who do you think we should go for?
I think we should go for Odegaard. That guy was proving in Spanish leagues the previous season like he was the best player. Definitely,
Yeah,
people were arguing that he should be in Real Madrid squad, and if he would have been in Real squad this season, the creativity problem that the team had this season, definitely they would have been a much better team. And I
yeah.
think he should be there. He is one of the players for the future.
Talking about Odegaard, the reason why he is missing the Euros is because his nation, Norway, has failed to qualify for the tournament. If you think about Norway, rather the first player you think about is who currently is one of the best strikers in the world, so cannot be left out of this 11 as well, is Erling Haaland. A tremendous season, Bundesliga player of the season. Whether he deserved it or not is a different debate, but 25 goals in the Bundesliga, if I'm right. He's an absolute goal machine, and it's really unfortunate that because Haaland isn't going to the Euros, there's this Ballon d'Or debate or comparisons made with Kylian Mbappe, where people raise the point that Mbappe has World Cup, but that's because he plays in a nation that can win a World Cup, something that clearly Norway can't at the moment. They are failing to even qualify for one. Nevertheless, we go with Erling Haaland as the striker for this 11. And who should be the player on the wing, Chirag?
The player on
The wing, left wing.
left wing. See, left wing. I would personally go for a young player here as well. That is Ansu Fati. That guy was in the limelight. He was performing very
Yeah,
well whenever he stepped up for Barcelona. But that injury, obviously, injury is a very bad curse in any sport when we talk about. And that guy, due to injury, is going to miss one of the biggest competitions of the he would ever participate in. Euros are definitely one of the biggest competitions. And when you talk about talents, definitely when we are very much into a competition where the eyes of the whole world are on you, he would have proved his mark why he is being rated by everyone so much. So definitely,
yeah,
according to me, Ansu Fati puts up a stake there.
yeah. Now, the reason that I've actually gone for the two striker formation is to accommodate another striker in this 11. And I couldn't really find a good right winger that's not going to Euros. There were a few shouts, but none better than the other striker that I'm going to include, which is Edin Dzeko, who will be missing the Euros because his nation, Bosnia and Herzegovina, have failed to qualify for the tournament. Also, a shout to the fellow Bosnian Milian Pjanic, who too will be missing the tournament. Right, then what a 11.
But if we have now put it on paper, this 11, just look
Yeah,
at this 11. Can this 11 compete at the highest level for the against the best of the teams? Like for me,
most definitely
definitely,
can. I mean, just look at
yeah.
their look at their defense firstly. They've got, if you look at this trio over here, Virgil van Dijk, Sergio Ramos, Oblak. Name me one team in the world where these three players won't start. I really doubt if there's any such team. And even Trent Alexander-Arnold, the fact that he's a UCL winner, he's rated as one of the best right backs in the world. Theo Hernandez, who's a bit underrated in my opinion, has got really good abilities. You've got generational talents over here like Camavinga, Ansu Fati, Erling Haaland, Saul Niguez, Odegaard, good players as well, Edin Dzeko. So it's actually kind of makes me sad making this 11 that these are the players that we won't see at the Euros. But this is the 11, and this will also be the video for today. So thank you for viewing till the end. If you are still over here, make sure to give this video a like. Make sure to subscribe to our channel. And for more top quality football content, keep listening to the Football Parliament podcast. Thank you.